conference. And we're using tobacco tonight. These are sacred items in us. Sometimes we use other herbs, but tonight we're using tobacco because you're all blessed with your offering. Drum beat represents heartbeat of the earth mother, grandmother earth.
No drums.
The drum always gives, so we always have to offer back. Yes. Always in the camp,
read the stories for the Lenape Nation. Council member Adam DePaul will tell us some stories.
Hey,
Hey.
y'all speak Lenape. Say it again. Hey.
Hey.
I know how to say hi in Lenape. Tamike, welcome. I am amazed, and it does my heart so much good to see so many people here to support us, listen to our people. Wanishi, thank you.
Woo, woo, woo,
Yeah. Give yourself a round. For this wonderfully diverse group, I think I want to tell you a few short stories rather than a long one to illustrate the diversity of our stories. Some of our stories are what academics would call etymological stories. You don't have to remember that. They explain the way in which things came to be. They explain how things became the way we recognize them. And I want to start off with a very simple question. And I want to ask you first, what does a rabbit look like? Tell me one thing about a rabbit. What's that? It's furry. Rabbits are furry. I saw a hand back here. Yes.
They have like fluffy ears.
Fluffy ears. Those big, long, fluffy ears.
They have big ears.
Big ears. Lots of big ears on those rabbits. Over here. Yes. Those feet, right? Those real crunched up, big hoppy feet. Excellent. What else? I saw other hand. Tell me something else about a rabbit. Teeth. They come back really, really high. What do their tails look like? Puffy. Those little cotton ball puffs of tail, right? Rabbit always had those big, beautiful ears. But what if I told you all that rabbit's crunched up feet and that little cotton ball tail, that's not always how rabbit looked. A long time ago, long time ago, rabbit had long, beautiful legs, like a deer, atu, but longer. And his tail was also long and bushy and beautiful, hung out a foot or two behind him or more.
Oh my.
Something happened that changed the way rabbit looked. And what happened was we had a real severe winter. Snow for feet and feet, meters and meters, halfway up the trees and more. And because it snowed so much, all our relations, our four-leggeds, our winged nation, even our creepy crawlers, they were all having a hard time finding food. So Rabbit was out one day looking for food, and so was Fox. And Fox saw Rabbit and said, "I found my food." So Fox went after Rabbit, and he went after him fast. And they were running all through the snow, weaving in and out of the trees. Fox would get real close, start nipping at that big long tail. Rabbit would pull his tail up real close to him and keep hopping or running away as fast as he could. But Rabbit's big, beautiful legs were sinking so deep in the snow, he was slowing down. Fox was catching up. He said, I have to change my plan here. So Rabbit saw a low-hanging branch from a tree. And he jumped up with those big long legs. He wrapped them around the tree, swung himself right up in the tree. And Fox, with his short little legs, couldn't get up there. So Rabbit said, I won't be your food today. And Fox said, oh yeah? I'm patient. I'll wait. So Fox sat at the bottom of that tree. And he waited for Rabbit to come down. Rabbit didn't want to come down. So they sat and they waited and they sat and they waited. And got dark, and it got light. It got dark again, and again, and again. But neither of them wanted to back down. Fox was hungry and Rabbit was scared. They waited so long that the winter finally began to end. Spring finally began to come. All that snow started to melt, get lower and lower. Finally, you could see the grass poking up. And Fox said, well, you know what? I'm done with this. Now there's animals all over the place. I can go find my food somewhere else. So Fox left. Great story for everyone, right? Fox is going to get other food, Rabbit doesn't get ate that day. Except, Rabbit now has a problem. Because after those meters and meters and feet of snow melted, he found himself way up a tree and no way to get down. So he said, uh-oh, because at this time, Rabbit himself was pretty darn hungry. So Rabbit looked this way, Rabbit looked that way. Rabbit didn't see anywhere to go but down. He saw a couple little sapling branches coming out at the bottom of the tree. He said, I'm going to make for him, hope for the best. So he took a breath, he looked down, and he jumped. He fell far, and he fell fast. And just as he was passing those smaller branches at the bottom, he reached out for whatever he could grab. He started flapping that big, wonderful tail around, trying to grab those branches, and he grabbed one. But his tail wasn't strong enough to hold him. And his tail came right off up with that branch. Left it right up halfway in the tree. Rabbit said, well, now I'm on my way down. We'll just see what happens. And Rabbit spread out his legs, and he hit the ground so hard that his long, beautiful legs crunched right up under his body. Got all bent up. So Rabbit is sitting at the bottom of the tree, looking a lot different than he did when he went up. That long, beautiful tail is up there waving at him. He's got this little cotton ball left. Those long, beautiful running legs are all crunched up under his body. He's thinking, this is a mess. Why would this happen to me? And then he turned around and started to mope off. And he realized he had to learn a new way of walking because his legs didn't work the way they used to. So he started walking, but instead of walking, those big crunched up legs were just hurling him through the air. And he said, now wait a minute, I kind of like this. I can jump real far now. And then as he was jumping, he was thinking, you know what? I can jump faster than I could ever run. And without that big long tail trailing behind me, Fox isn't going to have such an easy time sniffing at me next time. I think this is the way things were meant to be. And that is why Rabbit looks like the way he does today. That's Rabbit. That's a story come down from our chief, Bob Red Hawk. Some of our stories are maybe not what you might think of as stories. A large part of being a story keeper is learning to listen. Listen when you're spoken to, yes, but sit around the campfire and listen when the elders are talking. Sit around and listen when they're not talking to you, when they're just talking to each other. Make yourself part of our elder community and hear the wisdom that comes from them as they've been accumulating it over the ages. And just today at lunch, I was reminded of one of these types of stories by a wonderful young woman who had a recent experience riding horseback. One of our clan grandmothers, one of our cherished clan grandmothers, Grandmother Ann Dappis, she's been riding horses most of her life. And she talks about it. And when she talks about it, she's not telling a story, at least not in her mind, the way I'm telling a story to you. She just talks about her experiences. But that wisdom is important. And everything she says turns into a story that we need to pass down to our children. And I have a feeling I'm preaching to a lot of the choir here, because I know a lot of wonderful groups who are out here. I know you all come from good places. A lot of you come from right here in the Lenape hooking, but Grandmother Ann says, you know, way back before I was riding horses, I would drive down these roads all the time, drive to work and back, drive to the store and back. I know these roads and woods like the back of my hand. She said, but the day I started riding horses, all of our relations, four-leggeds, bird nation, creepy crawlers, the standing ones, the grandfather stones, every one of them came out and they spoke to me in a way in which I had never heard before. Every detail about the different way I pass through our land opened up a new way of seeing it. Being 2 feet higher, 3 feet higher, 4 feet higher than I had ever been in a car, let me see just over that rock that I never saw from my car window. Having the movement of bouncing up and down that road, let me see around trees and over hedges. Let me see statues in people's yards, rock formations that I had never noticed before. Having no sound with me other than the clop of that horse's hooves and my own thoughts taking all this in, let me hear our winged nation singing every inch of the road, things I never would have heard in that car. That's all. Does that sound like a story to you? We're all gathered here today on the Lenape hooking, and the reason Grandma Ann's words, they came to me at lunch during a conversation, and they stuck with me because we are here gathered on the Lenape hooking. And like I said, I think a lot of you already know what lessons I'd get out of Grandma Ann's words, but appreciate it. It has so much to offer all of us. Appreciate it in every way you can. If you can get on the river, get on the river. If that's not your thing, walk through the woods. Creator knows we got enough of them here. Pick up a rock, see what's underneath it. Get out of your normal routines when you can. Take a new path, even into your front door. You know what? One day this week, I'm going to challenge all of you. One day this week, when you're walking into your house, don't walk into your front door. Walk around your house. If you have a back door, go into it. You might not have done that in a long time. If you don't have a back door, walk around your house once before you come back around and go in the front door. Look around, see what speaks to you while you're out there. We're all here to celebrate the indigenous people of this land, the Lenape people, and the Lenape hooking, the land that we're on that has supported us and that we caretake and have caretaken for time immemorial. Take the time to enjoy it, give that enjoyment back. Those are my stories.
This next song is called the Women's Traditional. This goes with the women's traditional type of dance, the powwow, but it's also an honoring song to honor the women. Now, you see a lot of times at powwows, it's a bunch of men on the different drums. Every so often, you'll see women sitting on a drum by all women. Most of the time it's either all women or all men. Very few mixed drums. When my wife and I had this drum made, we made it as a family drum for everybody. So women sit on it. She was in a women's drum group, they use it. The men's drum group use it. We use it for practice sometimes. And we took it on this journey, which has been used for a while. It's been serving us well. And I told you it's the heartbeat of the Earth Mother. And talking about women, we are a matriarchal society. Most Eastern indigenous cultures are. There's a few out in the Western Plains that are patriarchal, but most of them, even though the chief is a male, the women are the ones that tell him what to do. So nothing's changed. Still the same. So we all know who's really in charge anyway, right? So we're going to do this song for the women. If anybody wants to come and dance around the drum, you're welcome.
And two spirits.
That's it.
Yeah.
so that I can make a Lenape toy for somebody and teach you guys how to make a simple Lenape toy. Do I have a volunteer, a child that would like to come up and help me make the toy? Blue shirt. So what you need is a green stick, meaning one that will bend. Would you like to hold that a minute? You need a stick. Pretty easy. Hold that a minute. And you need sinew. But sinew is something that we use for our string that comes from Lenape hind quarters. Not Lenape, I'm sorry, deer. Hind quarters. Don't go hunting Lenape, people, thank you. And does anybody think they could break this string?
Look at me.
Who thinks they can? Come on.
I'm right
Now don't hurt yourself, just trying. See if you can break it.
Can I tell you something?
Go for it. Just see if you can break it in any way. No, just pull it between your hands. Like this. Break it. Don't hurt your hand. Couldn't break it, could you? Nothing. You can't break it. Thanks for trying though. Give this boy a hand. So anyway, point. And the strongest man here can try it. You're just going to hurt yourself. You cannot break sinew. It's very strong. And it's also sticky. So it's really nice when you tie a knot. It doesn't slide out. You don't have to put your finger on to keep it from sliding. And we use it for many, many things. But if you would like to make this toy at home, I use dental floss. Because sinew is hard to come by. And even this roll, which is not authentic, it's some kind of, I don't know. But
Wax thread.
what is it?
Wax thread.
Wax thread. Okay. Dental floss has the same consistency. So when I have a lot of children making these, I use dental floss. So, what you need to do first is you need to take the leaves off of here. Can you pull those? And always go down. Just pull down on that leaf. Pull down on that one. There you go. Very good. And we can just, where's my clipper under my arm? We can just clip this off here. We don't need that part. All right. So, first thing we need to do is make a little circle. All right. And I need to take about an arm's length of string and hope that my wire cutters will cut this, because I didn't bring a knife. What? I doubt it. I doubt it. Okay, yay. It worked. Thank you, honey. Okay. So, first we're going to make a little hoop out of this. You can just cross it over, and you take the sinew, leave about that much, and leave the long end, and just twist it around. And the nice thing, because it's sticky, twist it around that way, and then come up underneath, twist it around that way, once, twice, and then tie it. So you have a little hoop there. All right. I'm going to tie it twice, even though you don't have to with this. All right, we're getting there. Okay. Now, can I have your stick? And can you hold it this way? Then you just take the other end, wrap it around about, let's make it a little shorter. The shorter it is, the easier. So we're going to make it a little easier at first. Wrap it around the end. And I just foraged these materials like 5 minutes ago. I thought, gee, I should show them how to make a Lenape toy. Very easy to do. And if for any reason any of this should break, there's no money back guarantee. Go out into the woods, and you find more. And then, just put it up into the air, like that, and catch it. Usually I can do that the first time. So it takes practice. Yay! toys, lots of fun. If you want it to be more challenging, you can make the string longer, you can make the hoop smaller. And that's just an example of one simple toy that the kids can go out and make that they don't have to go to the store to buy. I need to get my stuff here.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been asking me while we were sitting around over here today and after we start gathering about where we're going next, where can we see you guys next. I was going to read the itinerary, but then I realized that I probably won't do any good unless you're recording it. So if you really wanted to know, you can go to our website at lenape-nation.org. And there, you click on the river journey box, and there's an itinerary in there, right at the top of the page. Pretty easy to follow. We only got a few more stops on the river, but then we're still going to be doing some more ceremonial stuff on that. Ready for the song?
Are you doing alcohol? Well, you can do a song if you want.
While Chief Shelley's getting set up, let me amplify and fill in some details of what Mark just said. A lot of people have been asking us, where can we see you further down the journey? So our entire itinerary is on our website, lenape-nation.org. You can download it from there. Tomorrow we have a short paddle. We're going to end up in Frenchtown. We have a wonderful ceremony there. Saturday the 13th, we're going from Frenchtown to Bulls Island. No events that day, but you're welcome to paddle with us. If you look up on the itinerary where we're going to be, join us on the river. August 14th, Sunday, we're going from Bulls Island to Lambertville. 15th, there's no paddling, but we have a wonderful ceremony planned at the DNR Canal State Park. From there, we drive into the city. The Philadelphia waters are too dangerous to paddle because of the commercial traffic, but we have wonderful events set up at Haverford College and the East Falls River Landing. And then if you can make our finale on the 20th down in Cape May, it's a wonderful time, very much like a powwow. So all of that information is on our website, or you can ask one of us while we're here. And if you can make it on the river to join us, or just at a treaty signing event down the river, you are more than welcome. We'd love to see you.
Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about some of our animals. And I'd like to gear this talk today towards our children a little bit, see if they can identify some of these animals. But I'll also give you just a little bit of history of the Lenape people. We consisted of many, many clans, but there were three major ones. And that began up north. Let's see, where are you guys? You below the Lehigh Valley? Yeah, so from Delaware Water Gap basically up to southern New York. Well, Lenape-Hoking consisted of southern New York, all of New Jersey. So you guys are all Lenapeland. Eastern PA and northern Delaware. That was all what we call Lenape-Hoking. Hoking means land. Lenape land. From the Delaware Water Gap on up to New York was Muncie territory. And the Muncie people were represented by, actually not this particular guy, but a relative of this guy. So, who can tell me what this is?
Wolf?
This is a coyote, but the wolf is the one that I'm trying to get to. I do have a wolf skin, but it's huge, and I didn't have room for it. But coyote is a representative. So, yes, the Muncie people are wolf people. And if you've ever gone to a powwow, you can tell the tribe and the clan of the people by what they're wearing. The wolf, to the Muncie people, they lived up in the mountains. It was rugged. They didn't plant. They were foragers. They looked to the wolf to show them how to live. And wolves can go a long time without eating. They've got those skinny bellies. And they are very affectionate, and they are in families. And they take care of their families. So the Muncie people, if you go to a powwow, you might see them when they dance with a wolf skin. Or they might have a wolf necklace. Lenape colors are red and black. So most of our people will be dressed in red and black of some way. But all tribes have their own colors. And if you're a wolf clan, you'll probably have some kind of wolf on you. Good job there. Okay. This area is this. Who can tell me what this is? What is it? Turtle, right? Anybody know what kind of turtle by the points on the back?
Red one.
No. Snapper. If you see a turtle with these points on the back, do not try to pick it up. I tried once. Because there was a guy about this size in the middle of my road, and I wanted to get him out of the road. And I thought, okay, I can just pull up here. That neck came out, and it's really long, and I was like,
Really, really strong.
so, anyway,
How big it is.
the Turtle Clan runs basically from the Lehigh Valley down to Philadelphia. Excuse me. And they're called Unami. The Unami clan. That is the Turtle Clan. Now you guys here are of the Unami clan in this area. The ocean people, the people who live along the ocean, which would include the New Jersey people along the ocean, Delaware people, they are who can tell me what this is? Well, I pull myself off. What kind of feathers? Anybody know?
Owl.
Go ahead.
Owl.
Nope, not owl.
Falcon.
Eagle? Not eagle.
Parrot. Falcon.
Not hawk.
Falcon.
Something simpler.
What about
Turkey, yes. Turkey. Unalaktigo. The Turkey clan live along the ocean, and they are the ocean people. And our people used to canoe in their dugout canoes all the way down there to get clams, and then all the way back up again. So this is something they did every spring. Turkey clan, Unalaktigo. So those are the three major clans of the Lenape people. There are a couple of other animals that are special to us, but important to everyone. Does anyone know what this is? What do you think? What do you think? Cat. Anybody?
Otter.
It's an otter. Yes, we find them right out here in the river. I had one swimming upside my boat one day. The otter is very special to the Muncie clan, specifically the Muncie chiefs. And there's a reason for that. Do I have a volunteer, a child from the audience who will volunteer for me? Okay, the little girl in the orange shirt. Is it a girl or a boy? I can't tell.
I'm a girl.
Okay.
No, it's okay. There's somebody else.
And the reason that the otter was very important to the Muncie people, do you mind touching this? I'm going to pet it first to get to know it a little. There you go. It's soft, huh? Okay. Otter skin was very warm. But the reason that this was important to them, I'm going to put this on your head, is that the Muncie chiefs wore this.
Wow. That is cool.
So that's how you can tell a Muncie chief. Don't go away. Well, let's have one smaller child. I need a smaller child. You can come. And that is how, you can stay here, okay? Would you like to hold this for a minute? I can do it to both of you, We'll have to do it one at a time. Would you like to come first? You can come up, sweetie. That is how the colonials got the idea for the...
Coonskin hat, huh?
What animal is this? Anybody, yell it out. Raccoon. This is how they got the idea for the coonskin cap. Do you want to wear this?
Woohoo!
There you go. All right, thank you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. The otter, I just love the otter. I usually dance with the otter often. This is my dancing otter. Oh, and the tails. The women often wore the tails on as their braids, and with deer skin straps would crisscross and have otter skin tails on their braids. The next animal I'm talking about here, he's not in a little, I'll try to make him in a little thing. Anybody know what this is? No? Yes, somebody said it. What'd you say? Beaver. This beaver pelt is what your babies would sleep on. It is so soft. The adults would sleep on a combination of the deer skin and pine needle mattress underneath. Sometimes they would use the fluff from the cattails. Lots of different ways they would make mattresses. The beavers were so wanted back in the colonial days that they were almost trapped to extinction. And there were actually wars fought over them called the Beaver Wars. So they were very, very important to the early colonials. And again, very warm. I don't want to take up a lot of time because we've got to get moving. But my grandfather trapped beavers and through the Depression. And it actually wasn't legal. So one day some man came up to the door. My grandmother got so freaked out that she took all of his beaver skins and threw them in the fire. And it actually wasn't a policeman or anything, so my grandfather wasn't happy when he got home.
Oh, no.
But there you go. I mean, our people have trapped beaver for a long time. Very soft skin. I want to go quickly now. Nobody can ever identify this little tiny guy. Try to curl him up for you. Anybody?
Meerkat!
Nope. Nope. Anybody? Yell it out. Who said it? Somebody over there said it.
Orange shirt, I think.
Muskrat.
Muskrat. You got it.
Good job.
The muskrat is important to our tribe because it involves our creation story, which I should bring our storyteller up to tell you, but it's a long story. So I'll give you the short story, which is terrible, because he tells it much better. But basically, we had our creation story as the flood, but instead of Noah's Ark, we had a giant turtle. And people got on the turtle, the animals got on the turtle, and they rode the turtle for a while. And then finally, they wanted to see if there was earth underneath them, so they sent a number of animals, and they came up dead. They couldn't make it, they couldn't get the earth, and then a bush had to breathe life back into them. Finally, it was the little muskrat that made it all the way down. Right, Adam?
Yep.
Okay, you're frowning. I just want to make sure I'm right. And he got a little bit of the earth and put it back up on the turtle, and then from there, we grew the new earth. And there's a whole lot longer. Oh, by the way, over on the table, we have storybooks for sale. Everything's $10. There's many of these stories we're telling you, including our creation story, is in that. We also have coloring books for the children that have the Lenape names of everything, and some dictionaries and other things if you want to take a look. And there's also a donation box if anyone feels they'd like to donate. Muskrat. Okay, quickly, I want to get done. This one? Anybody? Okay. Fox and coyote, to the western tribes a bit, are sometimes known as trickster because they're so cunning. So what he might do is he might go to this child here and say, "Oh, I'm looking at your lollipop. It looks really good. I'll tell you what. I just left a big basket of candy behind that tree over there. Let me hold that lollipop. You go get that basket and bring it back, and we'll eat candy all day." So he'll send the child over there, and guess what? When the child comes back, is the fox there? Nope, he's off with the candy. Is there candy over there? No. Trickster in our stories, often. Trickster in our stories.
Wow.
I was afraid of this when I was a child because we had many of them where I live, and a little girl up the street got mauled by one. Anybody? Bobcat. We do have these around. In fact, I heard one crying out this past spring near me. I live in the woods up in the Pocono. Very soft, very sweet. Not the kind of cat you want to pet. Not the nicest cat.
Mountain lion.
Bobcat.
That's what I get. Finally.
That's an easy one.
If you want to, you can make a hat out of skunk.
Show us a skunk.
Skunks are, everybody has their defense system, and we all know what the skunks is, so you don't want to get behind one.
Where does the skunk get its name?
Where does the skunk get its name?
It's fart.
Adam?
Skunk. That word comes from the Algonquin language. Skunk.
Skunk. The word for skunk comes from the Algonquin language. And our word for woman is kwe. Kwe. But they couldn't say that, so they said squaw. So that's where the word squaw came from. And this is another animal that we've already introduced, but a different color. Anybody?
Raccoon.
Coyote. Fox. It's another fox, but it's the gray fox. We have the red fox and the gray fox. Very good. Thank you. I have one more thing for you guys to do before the treaty signing, and I have a game I want to play with some of the children. Okay? So we're going to do that after one more song. Are we doing young kids?
Can I be in the game? Yeah. No. What do you think they'll call us? I like all the kids. Yes! Can I go for the game after?
Want to dance? Come on up.
Okay.
Dance around the track.
Am I allowed to go up?
Yep, any people. As long as you got feet, you're invited. Even if you don't, you're invited.
Hey,
Unfortunately, we have way too many children to bring them all up, which I'm very sorry for, but it would take all night. But I'd like to have 5 volunteers. Children. 5 children.
Let's give somebody else a turn. You already went already.
You've been up already. You've been up already. You?
Yeah, let's let somebody
Get
else
back
get
in
a
the
turn.
red
Okay?
chair. How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Girl in the green short, green shirt.
Did you say me and him?
5.
Did you call us?
No. Okay, guys. This is a very simple thing you can do.
I thought we go out. I'm glad I'm here.
We'd all like to just... Doesn't matter. Can I have a volunteer of a parent to help me with the hoop? Because I need to roll it.
I got you.
Okay, thank you. So all of the games that the Lenape children played were really to teach them the skills that they would need when they got older. Even the hoop and stick game, dexterity. This game could be done with spears, rocks, or anything that you would throw to kill an animal that you would need. And I wish I could talk to you about our ways of thinking about the animals that we had to kill. We only killed what we needed. We used everything. They were our brothers and sisters. We were grateful for what was provided. So when I say kill, yeah, we did that, but there was a whole ceremony involved in the way we think of those animals. So the women were actually very good at rock throwing for small game, rabbits, pheasants, that kind of thing. So we're going to practice spear throwing, but we're going to make it a little less dangerous with these balls. So each child gets 3 chances. Okay? Ball. The first time, I'm just going to hold it steady like this, see if you can get it through. Yay! Okay. Now what animal's going to stand still and let you throw a rock at it?
If it's asleep! If it's asleep!
So this one you got to get through moving. Ready?
All animals will.
Ready?
All animals will run away.
Let me try it again. It's hard in the grass. See if I can get it going further. Ready? You gotta get over there. You gotta catch it. Ready? Yeah. She's gonna try to get the ball through it. Okay? Ready? Ah! That's a little harder, isn't it? And then, now, I need to touch it for air target. We're gonna try for a bird. You ready? When we throw it up, you're gonna catch it. You ready? Wow! Nice try! Wanna try? Same thing. Oh, where's the other ball? Someone fetch the ball. Thank you. Wanna try? Okay, start still. Very good. Okay, did she get it in? Ready? Did she get it in? Ready? She did. Woo, almost. Very good. You want to try for the bird? That's a little harder, isn't it? Wanishi, good job. Ready? Running. Ooh, all right. Ready for the bird. That was a little hard. Yep, that's a hard one. That takes practice. These balls are really light too. It's best to use hacky sacks. They're a little easier to hit with. You ready? Good job. Grab another one. Let's try it again. Oh, almost.
This one she's gonna get.
Oh, almost. Good job.
So close!
All right, one more.
So close. High five. Our little star.
All right.
High five.
Almost. Bird time.
Ready, high five.
Oh, good job.
Ready, high five. Woo! Again, high five.
All right, that ends our program for the night. We were going to do the treaty signing under there. I'm not going to make everybody move. I'm going to bring it out here. Woo! Woo, 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 woo. We're going to read the treaty in a minute so everyone understands what it is. But is there anyone who knows that they want to sign the treaty? Because I have a form for you to fill out. Okay, I will be right back with the forms. And I will bring the treaty out. So just, I know you guys don't want to do it.